Daily meditation is more than a technique. It is a sacred discipline for reclaiming mastery over your inner world. In a life filled with chaos, demands, and emotional waves, meditation becomes your anchor, a space where the storms of life lose their power to uproot your peace. To meditate daily is to step into a sanctuary of self-awareness, where you learn to meet your emotions not as enemies, but as messengers guiding you toward deeper truth. Contrary to the common belief that emotional control means suppression, true emotional regulation begins with presence. Meditation teaches you not to hide what you feel, but to observe it without being enslaved by it. It is about learning to feel without reacting, to experience emotion without letting it control your decisions or color your perception. When practiced regularly, this builds an inner stillness that others may sense in your presence, even if they do not understand it. The practice begins with simplicity. Find a quiet space, not just physical silence, but a space free from distractions and noise. This is where the mind can begin to soften its grip. Sit in stillness, close your eyes if you like, and turn your attention inward, not to think or solve, but simply to observe. Become the witness of your own being. Watch your breath, your body, your thoughts, without judgment. Your mind will wander. It will resist the stillness. This is not failure, but part of the unfolding. When you notice that the mind has drifted into memories, plans, or judgments, gently return to your center. The act of returning, again and again, is the essence of training the mind. Each redirection is like strengthening a spiritual muscle that will one day hold firm under pressure. In time, you begin to realize that you are not your thoughts, nor your emotions, nor the events that happen around you. You are the awareness behind them. You are the observer, not cold or detached, but deeply present and attuned. This practice of inner observation gives birth to self-mastery. It allows you to respond rather than react, to act from stillness rather than impulse. Meditation teaches you to meet adversity with composure. Life will challenge you, provoke you, tempt you to lose control. But with practice, you begin to see those moments not as threats, but as opportunities to embody presence. Rather than being swept up in frustration or fear, you learn to pause, breathe, and ask, what is the wisest response right now? That pause is power. A vital element of this practice is learning to distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. Meditation brings you face to face with this ancient truth. You cannot control the world, but you can master your inner landscape. You cannot prevent hardship, but you can choose your response. By shifting your focus from outer resistance to inner alignment, you reclaim your peace. This inward journey requires you confront the ego, not as something evil, but as a limited identity. The ego is the voice of fear, comparison, pride, and defense. It seeks approval, control, and validation. In meditation, you learn to observe the ego without fusing with it. You recognize its patterns, its triggers, its illusions, and in doing so, you become free from its tyranny. To separate from the ego is not to deny it, but to put it in its proper place, as a useful structure, not the ruler of your life. You begin to live from the deeper self, the silent observer, the soul. This self does not need to react. It does not fear being misunderstood. It knows that peace is not found through control, but through surrender to presence, truth, and clarity. In this way, daily mystical meditation becomes a path to emotional freedom, deeper relationships, and inner fulfillment. You become more conscious in your speech, more compassionate in your actions, and more anchored in your truth. Life still moves with its unpredictability, but you are no longer at its mercy. You are rooted. You are still. You are awake.